Notice Mrs. Radzilowski placing a damp paper towel under the cutting board to make sure it does not slip. She is using a chef's knife to chop the lettuce while she is standing squarely in front of the cutting board. She could also use kitchen shears to chop her lettuce if she would like. Once her lettuce is chopped, she's going to put it into a bowl, and her next step is going to be to rinse the lettuce. Anytime you are using fresh produce, you always want to rinse it off before you use it. She is going to use a colander because it can stand on its own, and you'd want to use that for larger food items such as lettuce. She's taking the lettuce from the colander and placing it into a salad spinner. Now that she has her lettuce, she's going to move on to the other ingredients. She is using a dry measuring cup to measure out her chickpeas. Prior to this video, Mrs. R took a strainer and used the strainer to rinse the beans and the chickpeas. A strainer is one handle and has finer holes that you would use for smaller food items. Now she is wiping down the cutting board to prepare chopping her next item. She's going to take the cucumber and she's going to need to peel the cucumber. Mrs. R is going to want to peel the cucumber over a paper towel. This way, the scraps fall onto the paper towel and it's an easier cleanup. Notice how she is peeling away from her body and not towards herself. If you were to do this over the garbage, you risk dropping your fruit or vegetable into the garbage can. Now Mrs. R is going to take her chef's knife and begin to dice the cucumber. A dice cut is a cut that is uniform in size and relatively looks like cubes. She's going to first cut vertically and then flip and cut horizontally. The key for a dice is uniform sizes. She's going to lay them flat so they don't roll. Cut them vertically in even sizes. She's going to flip or turn them and cut the opposite way. Notice Mrs. R is doing the bear claw with her hands. She's tucking her fingers away so that she can be safe and not nip her fingertips. Now to dice a cucumber, Mrs. R is going to use a serrated knife. You always want to use a serrated knife when you cut soft itemed food, such as tomatoes or bread. Using a serrated knife ensures that you don't crush the food that you're cutting. So again, you have the vertical cut, and then she turns it and cuts the opposite way. She's going to wipe her cutting board before she moves on to the next item. Notice how to the right of the screen, all of Mrs. R's ingredients are set up in logical order of how she's going to use them. Back with her chef's knife, she's going to dice the cheese. Again, making sure her fingers are tucked away. She wants those uniform cube sizes. Also notice how she cut the cheese before she measured. You will always cut your cheese first and then measure. So Mrs. R just put in grated cheese. Okay, to grate cheese, what you would do was hold the grater over a bowl and then slide the cheese block back and forth directly into the bowl. You want to be careful of your fingers when you use a grater. Now for the salad dressing, Mrs. R used a liquid measuring cup and got down to eye level to ensure she gets an accurate measurement. She's going to pour the balsamic into the mixing bowl and now use a measuring spoon to measure the Dijon mustard. Also note how she put her salad dressing in a separate bowl. And so again, make note of how all of her ingredients that she's using for this recipe are set up before she even started this lab. Now she's taking a whisk and whisking together all the ingredients in the mixing bowl. She's continually whisking nonstop to make sure everything is well blended and that there's no clumps in the sauce or dressing. Okay, so she's going to do a taste test. And she determined that she needs to add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And she's going to continue to whisk those ingredients in the mixing bowl. Another taste test. And it's good to go. So then she will incorporate it into the rest of the ingredients. Then she's going to toss the salad with 2 spoons to mix everything all together. And voila, there you have it. Sophie's chopped salad. Enjoy.